L'honorable député d'Ottawa-Orléans.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, allow me to congratulate you on your election as a chair occupant in this 40th Parliament. I know that the experience will be rewarding and you will find the table officers to be of great help, especially those two. The people of Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes and Brock are proud of you. I also wish to thank the Honourable Member for Northumberland, Quinte West, for sharing his time with me. I'm proud to have this opportunity to speak on behalf of the people of Ottawa-Orléans, whose servant I am, in support of the government's economic fiscal update. Mr. Speaker, this government believes in Canadians and their ability to succeed. We believe in removing barriers to prosperity and success by making their government more efficient and more effective. We believe in providing taxpayers with programs and services that give them value for money. Dans le discours du trône, approuvé par la Chambre hier soir, nous avons établi les grandes lignes de notre stratégie visant à protéger la sécurité financière des familles et des entreprises canadiennes en cette période d'instabilité économique mondiale. C'est un programme très objectif. La restriction des dépenses et un gouvernement efficace sont seulement deux des moyens à prendre pour soutenir notre économie en ces temps incertains. Nous avons pris l'engagement, durant cet exercice financier et les suivants, d'assurer une gestion responsable de toutes les dépenses. We promise to continue to keep spending in check, to practice restraint, and to look at every dollar we spend with a critical eye. As the Finance Minister told us, we will not spend now to tax our children and grandchildren later. Mr. Speaker, the current economic situation has also heightened Canadians' appreciation for what is required. They see that we need a fiscally responsible government and a competitive economy to protect our families and our communities. They expect us to be prudent in spending their tax dollars, and they're looking for us to deliver. Canadians understand the need for belt-tightening in tough economic times. They see that taking a responsible approach to public sector compensation is even more critical during a time of economic uncertainty and tight fiscal circumstances. And they understand that this economic crisis, which has come to us from beyond our shores, will require sacrifices close to home. As part of our government's plan to stabilize the economy, we've said that grants, contributions, capital, wages, and other operating expenses all will be placed under the microscope of responsible spending. Indeed, we have delivered. La semaine dernière, en réponse à une question que j'ai posée ici, le président du Conseil du Trésor a annoncé que nous avons conclu une entente de principe sur la rémunération avec l'Alliance de la fonction publique du Canada, qui représente plus de 100 000 employés du secteur public fédéral. Peu de temps après, nous avons conclu deux ententes sur la rémunération avec l'Association canadienne des employés professionnels, une pour le groupe de la traduction et l'autre pour le groupe des économistes. Toutes ces ententes prévoient des hausses de rémunération de 6,8% sur 4 ans, ce qui est raisonnable en ces temps difficiles. Elle s'intègre bien à notre cadre financier et à l'orientation que nous suivons. Mr. Speaker, the public sector unions have recognized that we are in difficult economic times, and I'm confident that we soon will be able to put the negotiations behind us and face our economic challenges united. But given the urgent need to ensure predictability in public sector compensation overall, it is reasonable and responsible for the government to consider all options in order to achieve this. We need as much predictability in our compensation structure as possible during the current uncertainty. That is why we will be tabling legislation to set future increases in rates of pay in the public sector. By this, I mean the entire federal public sector, senior public servants, and parliamentarians included. This means us. Cette loi garantira que les hausses de rémunération accordées dans l'ensemble du secteur public fédéral seront limitées et que la croissance de la masse salariale dans le secteur public sera restreinte. Monsieur le Président, nous faisons preuve de clarté et de prévoyance en adoptant cette approche pour gérer la masse salariale du gouvernement. Les ententes de principe conclues jusqu'à maintenant et notre loi sont des résultats responsables en matière de rémunération dans le secteur public. Elles sont équitables pour les employés et abordables pour les contribuables canadiens. Elles serviront bien le Canada en ces temps d'incertitude économique. Mr. Speaker, this approach is about sharing the load. It's about balancing recognition for our highly respected public sector employees and the valuable jobs they do to serve Canadians from coast to coast to coast. This government understands the significant contribution that these employees make every day to the high quality of life in our families, in our communities, and so do I. Our approach to controlling the growth of public sector compensation is about making the government more effective by spending responsibly on the right priorities. It's about practicing restraint, just like any household would do in tough economic times, and reaping the rewards later. It's about compensation that is fair to employees and fair to taxpayers. Mr. Speaker, that is good for the government, good for taxpayers, and good for Canada. Tous les membres du gouvernement comprennent bien que les Canadiens traversent une période économique difficile. Les parlementaires, les fonctionnaires et les syndicats de la fonction publique ont tous un rôle à jouer pour restreindre la dépense durant cette conjoncture économique défavorable. Our disciplined approach recognizes the urgent need for predictability in terms of compensation costs across the federal public sector. During this time of global economic uncertainty, it is important that all governments start at home and tighten their own belts. Our government is leading by example, something that the opposition clearly does not understand. I hope the opposition will stop with their heightened rhetoric and partisan games. Canadians expect us to work together to get them through this storm. Mr. Speaker, these measures are responsible and prudent. They are what Canadians expect from their government. They are what Canadians expect from us. It is my hope that the opposition will come to its senses and support these important actions.